Walt Disney Company continues to pour cash into China, chasing that Chinese cheddar. There's just one problem. The U.S. is still better when it comes to paying out for all of the input Disney gives into their theme parks. Walt Disney World Resort paying the Disney Company something like 1/3 of its entire profits. Meanwhile, they continue to flush cash down in the Middle Kingdom. Hong Kong, the latest. Folks, we've got an expose telling you just how much money they're losing. We'll tell you right now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we endeavor to explain entertainment, keep you ahead of the culture curve, and we do not stop at the territories of the United States. No, we go beyond. International is where we are today, taking a look at the way that Bob Iger is spending money like it's only today, no tomorrow in sight, trying to get all right with the Beijing CCP. That's right, he wants the Conchis on board, or is it the Chi-Coms? Chi-Coms, that's right. Well, folks, today we're going to tell you just how much money they're spending over in Hong Kong and just how little they're getting back and why so much of that money should be going to Disneyland and to Walt Disney World. It's the kind of stuff you might not hear anywhere else. Let's bring on the panel right now. This is out of Variety. It says, and by the way, it's by Patrick Frater. Hong Kong Disneyland cuts losses, repays loan to Disney. Now that seems like a very positive kind of start to the show, but folks, there's more that meets the eye, as is so many times what's going on below these headlines. Here's what we've got. In a financial statement published nearly 9 months, the Hong Kong Disneyland theme park revealed that its revenues in the year to September 2023 had more than doubled, and that its losses had been slashified. Before we go any further, let's all put on our thinking caps. Can we all think together for just a moment? Let's all make sure that we're on the same page, that we're highly intelligent. We don't forget a single thing around here, folks.
Wear clothes. Oop, almost forgot that one.
Never forget, folks, the basics. 2023. What was going on in the years before 2023? Anybody got an idea what might have been going on in the years prior?
I don't know what we're allowed to bring up on this channel right now, bro.
Was it the Wu-Tang flu?
Maybe a little Wu-Tang going on. Maybe a little global pandemic shutting down China. They were locking their folks in their apartments. Yeah, we'll say it. We don't care anymore.
Never mind. I'm not going to bring up any of the other things that were going on in Hong Kong.
Mobile crematories flowing to the city. Anyway,
not even what I'm thinking about.
Thinking about a certain...
A lot of people staying out late out there in Hong Kong. A lot of police officers not approving of it. I'm being very vague.
And let's not forget the involuntary camp, which sits across the Disneyland parking lot. We won't show that to you, folks. We don't have time, but you all know about it. We exposed it. Anyway. All that to say that if your country is not allowing anyone to go to theme parks, heck, not even allowing you to leave your apartment, if you double your revenue from when that's happening, it's not all that great. It sounds great in an article, but it only sounds great if you're an imbecile and don't remember what was going on. All right, let's continue. The park, which is a joint venture between the Hong Kong government and the Walt Disney Company, let me translate this for all of you out there. The park, which is a joint venture between China and the mouse, with the government owning a majority stake. Let me translate that again. China owns the parks, okay? China. Saw revenue between October 2022 and September 2023 climb by 156% to $5.7 billion. Hong Kong. How much is that actually? $731 million USD. Now, attendance grew by 87%, because that's what happens when people are allowed out of their homes again. So this is an article that goes on. It goes on to talk about how, it's just savvy Disney is in investing so heavily into China. Everybody remember this number, okay? Let's go back down here. Everybody remember. Chat, audience, everybody out there, so many of you, by the way, 1,200 of you in the audience watching, getting news that you would find out nowhere else. $731 million, okay? And let's make a comparison. We're going to Statista.com. Here's what we've got. Same year. Look how nice Pro is. I'm making it the same year. Revenue of the Walt Disney Company in 2023 by operating segment. Okay. In 2023, the Walt Disney Company generated a total of nearly 32.6 billion US dollars with its parks and experiences. $32.6 billion. All right, let's go back now. 731 million of that was Hong Kong. But wait, there's more. Because remember who owns this park? China. Who doesn't own it? Disney. Disney owns the minority stake. That means Disney gets less than half, and let's include Chinese taxes on this, of this money coming in. And what you find out is that in comparison to the rest of the Disney parks and experiences of 32.6 billion US dollars, which, by the way, the majority of that is Disney World in Florida, the place they hate. The Hong Kong resort, we're not even talking about Shanghai. The Hong Kong resort, at the very best, once you run these numbers of they're getting less than half of the total, the percentage of 32.6 billion that's actually Hong Kong, it's making up something like 1/70th. 1/70th of the revenue coming in. Add Shanghai in there, maybe China accounts for with the parks something like 1/30th. That's generous. 1/30th of Disney's revenues off parks. But they continue to spend in China. And over at Disney World, we get stuff like the Communicore. We get the Splash Mountain redo into Tiana's Bayou Adventure, where it just still doesn't work. Doesn't work. So they're spending in China. They're getting nothing out of it. Guys, what do you think?
Okay, so this is where I actually get into my expertise from the corporate finance world.
Well, it's about time. We've been waiting a year and a half, Jonas. Finally, you're going to do it. I kid.
And for that,
you all can't see, by the way, you all can't see Culture Casino in the background laughing.
Well, see, now you've ruined my joke. I was going to bring in my representation before I got into that.
Oh, sorry. I messed it all.
Wait a minute. I'm representation?
Yeah, absolutely. You said you have your law degree from Washington State upstairs legal college, right?
Yeah, right next door to Evergreen College. So yeah, it's reputable.
I heard Evergreen used to be reputable. Anyways,
not now.
When you set up international organizations like this, then you if it's on the books that you're going to pay for the building of a park, if you're, say, making a deal with a foreign government and you want to get something like this built, you might overspend on building that park. And in order to guarantee a mechanism for you to get your money back, you couldn't just bring back those funds and not get a tax consequence for receiving funds from a foreign entity. So what you might do is you might structure it in your original payments as a loan, so that you have a tax-sheltered mechanism to bring funding back to the United States, to repatriate those funds while minimizing the tax impact and not having to pay. In other words, not to pay a ton of repatriation fees on bringing foreign money back into the United States. Did any of what I just said make sense here?
Yes.
Okay. Culture, you being the one that says that, I know that you're already familiar with it, so I don't know if that gives me confidence that I've said it well. So I think this might be something where they need to get some funds, not a ton of funds out of China, but if Disney, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be theme park revenue, but if Disney wanted to get funds out of China, not that there's much over there right now for them, this would be the mechanism that I would choose as a tax professional in order to.
So I want to show folks, Jonas, either you read this article or you truly are a genius when it comes to this kind of thing. Jonas is exactly right, folks. As much as we give him a little bit of a hard time here, and it's only because Wilton holds us to do so. Jonas, you're exactly right.
You actually listen to that guy?
The improvement at EBI-TDA means that Disney will be able to charge a management fee, local media reported. The base management fee is set at 6.5%, with a variable management fee of 0 to 8%. Park operators said that Hong Kong Disneyland had also fully paid back the revolver credit facility funded by a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company in December 2023 and has not drawn it thereafter. Jonas, you're exactly right. Disney is operating around the normal rules and regulations of China by apparently getting into banking. Who knew they were a global banking system? I had no idea. A credit lending service.
These aren't Chinese rules. These are American rules. They don't care about the Chinese rules because China's going to do whatever they want. It's the American side that they have to worry about because the American side wants their cut. And
Lorena?
The Chinese side will take whatever they want, whenever they want. And it's the American side that they can actually go to court and defend against, theoretically.
Lorena, let's talk Tiana's Bayou Adventure and Communicore, because Disney has paid as little as they possibly can to quote-unquote upgrade, we think downgrade, both Splash Mountain and Epcot. And at the same time, they're spending all this money on an area of the world that clearly is not paying them back anything. Hard to do so when your residents are locked in their apartments. Lorena, how foolish is all this endeavor to get into the Chinese market?
Weapons grade foolish. I mean, when I see this, the park that generates the majority of the cash for the company, okay, you're not investing in attractions that work, that bring the people in, but instead you're going to spend money on a park that only brings in what, like a 1/50th
At best.
of the revenue. The only way that makes sense to me is that Iger wants to suck up to the Chi-Coms. Let's put it.
Oh yeah.
There's no other explanation.
Let me give you another stat, Lorena. This is going to blow people's minds, okay? The Walt Disney World Resort is something like 33%, approximate, right? 33% of all of the company's total profits, okay? Disney World, 33%, the entire company's profits. All right, so we're going to scale down now to a division. Inside just the Parks and Experiences division, Hong Kong Disneyland is less than 1% of all their revenue. Now, which of these parks is being treated like it's 1/3 of the entire company's profit versus which park is being treated like it is 1% or less of just a single division? I tell you, they treat Disney World like it's 1%, and they treat China like, oh, you're 50% of all of our profits. We got to take care of you. That's how they treat this. It's totally flipped on its head.
Totally. And another thing to add, and I just thought about this. Do you know that over in Epcot, in the China Pavilion, which I like to call the CCP Pavilion, do you know that there is a big, huge, splashy promo setup for I think it's Shanghai Disneyland, I believe, that's in there. There is no other foreign Disney park. Like, for example, over in France, you're not going to see, Disneyland Paris. In the Japan Pavilion, you're not going to see a promo for Tokyo Disneyland. But in the CCP Pavilion, gorgeous, splashy PR with all kinds of screens and items and even cast member outfits over in the Chinese Pavilion. That pisses me off when I see it, because it's like, you're going to promo this, but you're not really spending money on the U.S. parks. And instead, we've got artificial turf where you can play cornhole, where you used to have,
That's true. That's true,
Communicore and all those cool, immersive things to do that were true edutainment.
And folks, we have come to the end yet again of another video of excellence. We hope you're having a safe and fun summer out there. Staying cool. So many parts of the United States and beyond are hot. So make sure that you are not. Keep hydrated, folks, and always be safe. We hope you have a great and sunny time. Folks, on the way out the door, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms, it's the notification bell, drop a comment right on down below, and let us know your thoughts. Folks, we appreciate you supporting at That Game Place and at Vacation Radio right here on YouTube. You all are driving our new channels to be the kind of big successes that you've made this channel. And for that, we can never say thank you enough. Folks, until the next time we see you again, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.